Hey folks, welcome back to Game Fuel. I'm Simple Logics, and today we're going to bring you the very first Games of the Month video, where we quickly go over the 10 highest rated games of the last month. We'll be covering all consoles and PC. Today's video is going to be for February 2018, which as you will see was a rather slow month for video games, so there will be quite a few indie titles and re-releases on this list. That being said, let's get things started with number 10. Kingdom Come Deliverance is a realistic medieval RPG. It is based on historical accuracy and contains no magic or beasts. It has widely been praised for its excellent storytelling, stunning graphics, and unique difficult combat. It has also been criticized for its numerous bugs. The developers themselves have stated that they wish they could have had a little bit longer with the game before it was released. They have already released one major patch that has dealt with many of the game's issues. Still though, this game is extremely impressive considering that it was a Kickstarter game by a fairly small development studio, and is now released on all 3 major gaming platforms with over 1 million copies sold in just 2 weeks. This game was released on February 13th and has a Metacritic score of 76. At number 9 is Dragon Quest Builders. And yes, I know what you're thinking, this game was released over a year ago, and you'd be correct, but on February 9th it was released on the Nintendo Switch. And we think that having this type of game on the go is perfect, so that's why it's on our list. More than just a Minecraft clone, Dragon Quest Builders mixes games like Zelda, Minecraft, and Dragon Quest into a fun and lengthy RPG that has you building a town from scratch while keeping your population happy. Simple fighting mechanics and varied enemy types, combined with building mechanics, make this RPG truly shine. Dragon Quest Builders on the Nintendo Switch has a score of 82 on Metacritic. Next up is a surprise indie hit that shares a Metacritic score of 82. Immortal Redneck is a roguelike, first-person shooter that features randomly generated dungeons and over 50 different weapons. You play as a redneck tourist who wakes up mummified in Egypt, and that's the whole of the story, but that's all you need to know. 35 enemy types, 6 bosses, and the randomly generated dungeons ensures unlimited playability. Each playthrough, you collect scroll modifiers that can have positive effects such as turning your enemies into chickens, or negative effects like slowing you down. This way, each playthrough is unique. Immortal Redneck released on February 27th and is available on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Steam, and a Switch release is on its way. The number 7 spot goes to the one and only VR game on this list. Sprint Vector is a multiplayer platformer where up to 8 players race on varied courses, all while using items to slow each other down. A lot of people are already saying that this is one of the best VR titles to date, and that it feels like Mario Kart for VR. The game is available on both of the PC headsets, the Oculus Rift and the HTC Vive, as well as PSVR. If you guys have a VR headset, we definitely recommend checking this out, it looks like a ton of fun. Sprint Vector was released on February 8th and has a Metacritic score of 84. Just about halfway into the list is a remake of a game that got a PC release this month. Final Fantasy XII: The Zodiac Age is definitely one of the more overlooked and darker Final Fantasy games. But for those of you who loved it, or if you never played it, there has never been a better time to play this game. With updated graphics, 60 FPS support, and fully remastered music, the game has never looked and played this good. The combat system in this game is halfway between an action RPG and turn-based. You are given the option to pause mid-battle, to give orders, and to assess the situation. It is definitely a unique combat system that is perfect for anyone new to turn-based RPGs. Final Fantasy XII: The Zodiac Age released on February 1st and has a Metacritic score of 86. The game that takes the halfway point is yet another Switch release that just seems perfect for portable gaming. A Night in the Woods is a story-driven, side-scrolling adventure game that features a mature story filled with humor. Throughout the game, you meet dozens of characters across the lush and vibrant world. You play as May, a college dropout who is obsessed with a ghost sighting and doesn't seem to want to grow up. For fans of adventure games, this is a must-play, and it is the perfect game for on-the-go gaming with the Switch. A Night in the Woods released on February 1st on the Nintendo Switch and has a Metacritic score of 87. Starting the bottom half of our list is another game that continues to prove how great the Switch is for indie titles. Owlboy made its debut console release on the Switch last month, and is already considered by some to be one of the greatest platforming games of all time. With a gripping story, varied, open and vertical levels, the game has more than just stunning pixel graphics to keep you hooked all the way through. You play as Otis, a character that can't do much on his own other than fly and roll, so you have to take friends along with you to help you on your journey. Each friend has different abilities that let you get through different parts of the map and kill different enemies. This is what makes the game so unique. Instead of just switching to a different weapon, you have to choose your friends carefully based on where you are going. Owlboy was released on the Nintendo Switch on February 13th and has a Metacritic score of 87. Taking the third place on this list is another Switch game. Apparently the Switch had a great month. This is actually two games, Bayonetta 1 and 2. The first Bayonetta originally released in 2010 on last generation consoles, the Xbox 360 and the PS3. Bayonetta proved that Platinum Games, the developers of the Bayonetta series, were one of the best action game developers in the industry, with fluid combat and satisfying combos. Bayonetta was a joy to play. The second Bayonetta game was backed by Nintendo and released as a Wii U exclusive in 2014. Building off the first game, Bayonetta 2 proved to be an even crazier and action-filled game, with better graphics and crazier enemies. Both of these games were released as a definitive package on February 16th on the Nintendo Switch. If you have never played these games before, there has never been a better time to own them both. The games have a combined score of 89 on Metacritic. The runner-up game this month is from the creators of Faster Than Light, a PC exclusive with 96% positive rating on Steam. Into the Breach is another PC exclusive that, as of now, has a 94% positive rating on Steam. You control powerful mechs from the future to defeat an alien threat. The game features turn-based combat on 8x8 grids. This sounds simple, but with many mechs and pilots to choose from, there are so many possibilities and strategies. With gorgeous pixel art and an addictive leveling up system, there is plenty here to keep strategy fans pleased. Into the Breach released on February 27th and has a Metacritic score of 91. Coming in at the number one spot for the month of February is yet again another remake. But this time, it's not just a re-release with higher resolution and frame rate. No, this game deserves the number one spot on the list. Shadow of the Colossus for PlayStation 4 has been recreated from the ground up for the current generation. All of the assets are new, the animations and even the control setup, with the option of course to use the old one. There has never been a better time to play this game. If you've never played Shadow of the Colossus, it's an adventure game where the goal is to defeat 16 massive colossi. There are no NPCs to talk to, no dungeons, just massive bosses that are each unique puzzles of their own. And now, the game is absolutely gorgeous and every PlayStation 4 owner should buy this game. Shadow of the Colossus on PS4 came out on February 6th and has a Metacritic score of 92. I want to thank each and every one of you for checking out this list of the top rated games of February 2018. Let us know down in the comments what games you played last month, and if you were unsure of any of these games, this list might be useful in deciding what games are worth getting. I hope all of you have a wonderful week, and until the next video, this is Simple Logics signing out.